Well, continuing in these verses, then Paul says that he is able to carry out his ministry by the strength of God's power. By the strength of God's power. Somebody look up Colossians chapter 1, verse 29. So just highlighting a few of the words there. This is Paul writing again here in Colossians 1:29, and he says, I strenuously contend. What does that mean? To strenuously contend. What mental image comes to your mind? Wrestling? That's kind of what I think of, yep. Strenuously contend. He says, I strenuously contend with all the energy Christ so powerfully works in me. What's energy? Okay, it's a measure of power, right? Yeah. Potential power at times, right? And he says here that Christ so powerfully works in me. So it's almost the exact same thought of what Paul is saying here in Ephesians, that he's able to carry out his ministry by the strength of God's power, by the strength of Christ's power within him. Now, how do you know when you are operating in the powerful energy of Christ? When you're just doing the mundane, when you're just got tiny goals, when you're just going along and doing the minimum, you're not operating in his power. But when you believe big things, when you go after big things, when you step up and you say, this can only happen by the power of God. I can only do this by the power of God. Okay? That's when you know you are operating in the strength of his power. Now, do you believe then that you are operating in the power of God? And when the prayer is, open my eyes to the opportunities you bring to me, and then the courage, the boldness to latch on and walk to and through those opportunities, that's in the power of Christ. Okay? Making your oatmeal known, going sitting in the lazy boy and watching TV all day, okay, and then putting a TV dinner in the microwave at night, and then watching more TV, and then going to bed, that's not operating in the power of Christ, probably. So, the question was, do you believe you are operating in the power of Christ? Question, do you believe our church is operating in the power of Christ? Are we as a church believing God for bigger things than what we can do in our own strength? Are we stepping out? Are we stepping up? Do we have those kinds of dreams, those kinds of goals? Lord, this is what we think you want us to do. It scares us to death. I don't understand it. I don't see it. But I believe you're up to the task. I might not be, but you're up to the task. And so work through me. Work through us to accomplish it. That's operating in the power of Christ.